Hello and welcome. My name is Taylor Darcy from Think Legal. And today we're going to be talking about how you can start and operate a business, figuring out how to get from point A to point B in the shortest period of time, and also where we're going to be going with Think Legal. So welcome. If you're new here, my name is Taylor Darcy from Think Legal, where I help you create the business of your dreams. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm happy you're here. You're obviously more likely than not watching this on the replay. So don't forget to hit subscribe and like and notify that we go live Monday through Friday, except for holidays at 11. Been off for a little while, but things change. Exciting things happen. I'm back. Yay! So, first thing when you're starting a business, what is your why? Why are you here? Why are you starting a business? I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to tell you that you have to start a business for a particular reason. Some ideas are better than others. But if you're ever doubting your ability to be good at something, go walk down the bread aisle and see what the different types of breads there are. Okay. And even then, even within the context of bread, there's literally how many different white breads. Count the number of white breads. Put that in the comments below. I want to know. Like, there's a lot of white bread out there. There's a lot of wheat. There's a lot of pumpernickel. There's so many varieties of bread from different types of places. So don't think that you can't be unique and bring something to the table that somebody else doesn't have. Some people are going to prefer different types of bread than yours, and people are going to prefer your bread over others. So don't feel like you can't do that. So when you know your why, there are lots of ways of accomplishing your why. Okay? You don't have to be stuck with one thing. One of your greatest assets as a small business is your ability to pivot with things. When stuff happens that is difficult, you are fast. Big companies might have bigger resources, but the amount of work that it takes to turn around a barge is a lot more than the amount of work that it takes to be a speedboat. So if you're small, light, and nimble, use that to your advantage. Don't get stuck doing things just because that's the way other people do them or other businesses do them. Do them because it makes sense based on your why. Okay? So, and there's lots of ways to do that, right? You don't have to do what you're doing in order to get to your why. Write your why down. Put it on the wall. Make that the focal point of your business, because it'll make overcoming obstacles a lot easier when you have your why in place. Okay? The next part is, if you know something isn't working, there's really two approaches to it. Give it more time. Some instances, you need to marinate things. You need to let stuff sit. Give it more time. Give it more opportunity to be successful. A lot of times, people will give up too quickly because it's not working fast enough. That doesn't mean it won't work. That just means it's not working as fast as you want it to work. And then the next part is, if it's truly not working and it hasn't been working for a really long time, find a different way. Just because something is difficult doesn't mean that it's not worth doing. If anything, it's worth doing more. So as long as if it coincides with your why, you are perfectly fine in doing it. Don't feel like that you have to do something a certain way. There are lots of ways to do things. Okay. Sometimes things will take forever, and then you'll see it'll be like hockey puck growth or hockey stick growth. You'll see it doing this, and you're just plogging along and you're getting things. YouTube channels are like this, and then all of a sudden you're going to see stuff shoot up just like that beautifully. It's going to be amazing. And then other times it's just going to be flat. All right? And you're going to end up frustrated. And then sometimes it's never going to happen. No matter how hard you try, Sometimes it's just time to give up. And that's okay. But give up on that thing. Don't give up on your business. Don't give up on your why. There are lots of ways. Maybe your business isn't meant to do that. So as you're evaluating your business, add or subtract based upon your goals. Just because there's lots of different ways to get to New York from San Diego. There's lots of different ways to get to Miami from San Diego. There's lots of different ways to get to any destination that you're looking for. Just because a road is out, a bridge is out, something is you're struggling with, there's something that's not working, build a bridge if you gotta. Or go around, take a different route. Park your car and hop in a plane. Take a train, bus. There are so many different ways to get to your destination. It doesn't mean that you have to that you have to be detoured unnecessarily. If you have to build the bridge, right? Sometimes that's what it takes. You know your goals, you know your objectives better than I do. But don't feel like that you have to do it a certain way because other people have done it a certain way or other businesses are doing it a different way. In fact, my argument is, and I think this is more true, doing it the other way is a recipe for disaster. Doing it differently is a recipe for success. Being like everybody else is boring. Being like the people that are doing it that way, it might get you similar results, but it's not going to get you the best results. The best results come from people that are doing it their way. People like uniqueness. People like to feel like that they're supporting someone that's different, right? Not all the time, but generally speaking, right? People like that. The next thing is don't give up. So many people miss the opportunities that come because they give up too quickly. I see it all the time. These businesses, they go out of business not because they had a bad idea. They just gave up. They didn't let things marinate. This is hard. This is hard stuff. This is hard work to know about businesses, about your own business. It's hard work to know that some things work, some things don't. But it's about strategy. It's about planning. It's about execution. It's about all of these things that make owning your business very exciting. I love owning my own business. And then sometimes depressing as all get out. You will never be as high in life as when you close a sale. You will never be as low as when you can't make payroll or you can't pay your bills for that month that you're struggling or those 2 months that you're struggling. And you will question everything there is in your life about that and the idea that should you keep going? And the general answer is yes. Unless you've exhausted every possibility and every option, then you should keep going. Until you've given it 100% of everything you've got, keep going. I'm not suggesting it's going to be easy. I'm simply saying it takes time to be successful. It's funny because you see these overnight successes, and the reality is they're not overnight. You just happen to catch them when they're overnight. They've spent years doing the things that they've been doing, trying the things that they've been trying, only for them to realize that they finally realize that success. Next thing is, don't be like certain companies. Okay, don't be like Circuit City or Fry's or Kmart or Sears. A lot of these companies were the icon. BlackBerry, RIM were the device to have. Apple came along and took their lunch money. They built a better smartphone. BlackBerry stuck with what they knew, but they didn't adapt. Adapt or die. The companies that adapt, which is why the speedboat analogy is great. It's easy to turn around a speedboat. It's nigh to impossible to turn around a barge. That's why a lot of those companies went out of business. They had too many people, too many cooks in the proverbial kitchen. They weren't able to turn around that barge, and they kept on doing the things that weren't working, and they ended up out of business. When they were successful, that's what the normal thing was. But they never adapted. Fry's, for instance, they had a great idea of these amazing box stores. The things were huge. I mean, just absolutely ginormous. They dwarfed Best Buy. They dwarfed Circuit City. But their online presence was terrible. Their website looked like it had been created in the 1970s, maybe 80s. It was terrible. It was hard to buy from. Their stock was very rarely updated. It was bad. They didn't adapt. Their mantra was stick with what works to them. And that was the big box. And some people still like to do that. But then you get things like the pandemic, where you need different ways to do things. Don't be like Fry's. Don't be like Sears, Circuit City. Be like Apple. What did they do? They closed their stores, but they allowed online pickup. They allowed online ordering. They're meeting their customers where they are. That's what you have to do. You have to meet your clients or customers where they are. I'm not saying you have to go crazy with it, but you need to meet them where they are, right? Find ways to connect with your customers. So that brings me to my announcement. My objective in being an attorney has always been to help people. And there's thousands of ways that I could do that. As an attorney, I'm in a unique position to help people with their legal needs. And so one of the things that I realized was that I was leaving out were people that needed me outside of business matters. Like, I had restricted my practice to business formations and contracts and documents, which I still very much will be doing and love to do. But I realized there's a certain need. And that's for an empathetic advocate. Several years ago, I was involved in a rear-end hit and run. Car came up behind me, rear-ended me, and drove away. Left me on the side of the road. Thankfully, I was fine. My car was not. I was able to get it repaired, but the insurance company denied my claim. They put profits over their relationship with me. And we're going to be talking about these things. We're going to be talking about why you need an attorney when you're dealing with insurance companies, because they're not your friend. They only make money if they deny claims. They're beholden to their shareholders, not to you. Their policyholders are a way for them to make money. That's it. They're not a way for you to get. That's it. Their shareholders is who they are beholden to. Last year, I had surgery. It's been an entire year, and I've struggled because of how much it hurt. The doctor performed abdominal surgery, and I won't give you all of the details, but after what was supposed to be an outpatient procedure, I was supposed to be back at work on a Monday. I ended up in the hospital for 6 days. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. To this day, I still don't know. They did CT after CT. They gave me blood. I don't know what happened. The doctor says, oh, nothing went wrong. Then why was I in the hospital on an outpatient procedure for 6 days? Why did it then take me 30 days, over a month, to recover? I felt like I was going to die in that hospital because I couldn't, the pain was out of this world. Like, I would fade in and out of consciousness as they would try to do what they were going to do. Like, words can't adequately describe how bad it hurt. So my change, my addition, I am not changing anything about the legal practice as far as businesses and contracts and helping small businesses with their legal needs. Just like what it was with my parents. My parents needed someone like me, but they didn't have me. So I became an attorney to help people like them. But now I'm adding to my practice people that have been hurt, people that have been injured through no fault of their own. Because I know what it's like to go up against insurance companies. I know what it's like to be sitting there in a hospital and feel like the medical staff are not doing their job. So I am adding because I feel like it is necessary for me to help people when they've been injured. Again, this is about my goals, my why. My why is to help people. I want people to thrive. I want people to be successful. And I know what it's like to come back from those things. My why hasn't changed. But now I'm adding, remember I talked about this, subtracting and adding things. I'm adding helping people with personal injury matters. Because I will be a more effective advocate. While I can't possibly know what everyone has ever been through, I will never forget what I've been through. And if I can make your life better by helping you, then that's a win for me. That's an opportunity for me to help people thrive, which is my goal. Help businesses thrive. Help people thrive. Help you thrive. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so appreciative of the time that you took to watch this. I had plenty of technical issues, but that's okay. So, if you've gotten value out of this video, please subscribe or like or both. Hit that bell icon to be notified of when I go live. And know that I'm here. If you need help, there are links down below that you can connect with me on social media, or if you need to call my office to speak with me about a matter, please do so. I hope you have a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.